Dr. Baby Solanki, aka VMD, and a very proud Matcha Resident brand ambassador. Welcome to your next video in the residency application series that Matcha Resident is very proud to help you guys with. So with that being said, let's talk about an extremely vital essay that you guys have to write in your ERAS application that's going to give you enough space to describe exactly who you are. Let's talk about Matcha Resident presents the personal statement. So out of all of the qualitative measures, the program director's survey guide from the NRMP data has indicated that personal statements is in the top 5 things that determine whether or not you get an interview. So what does this mean? This means that you have an entire page to write down anything you wish to persuade the program as to why you are going to be a fantastic candidate. You have a chance to show a different aspect of you, your personality, your interests, your goals, your reasonings, your values, your morals. Oh my gosh, I could just go on. So we're not going to let the space go to waste, right? That's why we're here to help you, giving you the best tips and tricks that we know and we've heard from other students that have successfully matched using Matcha Resident's blog and software to give you guys the inside scoop. Let's go over what this video is going to cover. We're going to talk about a few key things, so be sure to tune into all parts of the video. The first thing we're going to talk about is what exactly you should put in a personal statement, including the format and guidelines. Number 2, how should you start preparing for the personal statement? When do you start? What do you write? And number 3, how to upload your personal statement on ERAS. I'll also touch here and there between themes, how to make sure you get it edited, which is very important. That'll be the 4th section. And how to make sure you're getting your personal statement edited and reviewed by the right people. So let's jump right into it, guys. We're gonna get real personal. Let's jump into the first part, is exactly what the personal statement is, what's the format, what are the guidelines. So as there is no real hard and fast rule as to what exactly you can put in the personal statement, technically you can put anything, but our advice to you is you want to use this space as thoroughly and effectively as you can. So format wise, it should be 12 font times New Roman and maximum 1 page. That's it, guys. 8.5 by 11 is all the space you have to write down everything you want. We have a lot to say and very little space to say it on. This is why we're gonna go into the second part, choosing what exactly you should write in the personal statement. The personal statement can be absolutely anything. It's up to you to brainstorm. Start early when you want to brainstorm for the personal statement. For example, I personally started in the January of the year that I was applying. This gave me roughly 6-ish months to really get everything done. This means it's a very long process. If you're a fantastic letter writer and you know exactly what you want to talk about, that's amazing, and we're happy for you. But if you're someone like me that didn't have any clue of what to write the personal statement about, it can be a daunting task. So the first advice I want to give is just take a deep breath, relax, and write something. That's the advice I got from a senior that successfully matched the year before me. She told me, just write something down. Just start writing. I started doing that. I didn't have a great first draft, so I took a different approach. The thing I did was I made my CV. Making my CV had 2 really important things for me. Number 1, it helped me ask my letter writers very formally about the letter of recommendation, which we already talked about in the video, and we can link that up here. And the second thing that the CV really helped me do is find my pattern. I looked at my own experiences and I could pick out, oh, you know what? I seem to really do a lot of things where I'm advocating for people. And that's it. It clicked for me. That was my own personal statements theme. I talked about how I advocate for people, whether that's through my volunteering activities, my personal life, or my professional life. Everything I did really revolved around communicating with people, getting to understand them, and advocating for them, including my patients. So that's just an example of how I approach it. But remember, there's no correct way of approaching the personal statement. It's all about you, your personal experiences, and what you want to talk about. But one of the things we do recommend is starting early, brainstorming, and whether that's by yourself or with friends. Maybe I've heard that some of the best things to do is asking people that know you really well. Your family and loved ones, your spouse, your kids, your friends, your professors, people that know you really well, ask them, hey, what do you think is a really cool aspect about me? Or what do you think that Or what sort of image do you have of me in your eyes? This could be a possibility of helping you link to an idea. Just remember, guys, you have all the information you already need to write a great personal statement. You just need to somehow put it all together. And there are a lot of resources to help you. For example, you can read the AAMC's webpage on personal statement. Also, Match Your Resident has a great blog talking about how to tackle the personal statement. To give you guys some ideas though, you can talk about how did you get into medical school? What inspired you into this specialty? That's a really important one. Also, you can talk about a certain achievement in your life that's motivated you, driven you. You can also talk about an obstacle if you think that's gonna really show a different aspect of you and how you persevered through that obstacle. There's a lot of things you can write. And there's a lot of people that even take a very emotional touch to it. If you think that's something that you're capable of writing, go ahead. I think it'll be great. It is advised though, writing a very specialty specific paper. What does this mean? If you're going into a specific specialty, don't make a generic personal statement. Talk about what makes you a great fit for this specialty. What are some qualities and traits that you have that are good as a clinician in this specialty? What's experiences that you have done in this specialty? What motivates you about this specialty? Even don't be afraid to talk about the pros and cons of the specialty. That might engage your reader. Whatever it is that you're talking about in regards to your specialty, make it very clear to the letter writer. Let me also take a quick second here and talk about things you want to avoid in the personal statement. Although there are no hard and fast rules, some things that we personally advise you avoid is any religious comments unless it is an experience related to a religious thing that you want to talk about. This can be a little bit of a tricky situation. Also, I would personally not have any political comments. I would try to limit my use of I, me, myself type of words. You want to generalize, you want to make it specific to you, but you want to also have great structure, format, and grammar to it. And more importantly, don't just do a skim copy paste of your CV or your ERAS application. Everything that's in your ERAS application is going to be seen by the application committee. But this is, again, your space to shine. Talk about something different. Quick heads up though, when you are doing your personal statement, we advise you to do it on a Word doc or whatever program your computer has to write out free text documents. And when you're going to be done your personal statement, you're going to upload it onto ERAS by using a copy-paste method. This is unlike all other documents. Any other document other than the personal statement, you can save as a PDF and upload accordingly. For example, the LORs, which are going to be done by either you or your letter writer. The personal statement, though, is going to be free text inserted. When you insert it into ERAS, it's going to already have the font picked out as well as the size. So, heads up. Even if you do your personal statement on a Word document in 10-point font and you can manage to get it in one page, sorry to say, but when you put it into ERAS, it's definitely gonna go over a page. Structuring your paragraphs for the personal statement. Your introductory paragraph should grab your reader's attention. See what I did there? You wanna be able to captivate your reader right away. Start with a very bold first statement. This is gonna make the reader want to read more and more of your personal statement. Also, pro tip, don't forget to add at the end of your personal statement very clearly what specialty you're applying for, and maybe lead them in with a little hook as to why that specialty is perfect for you. Moving on into your body paragraphs, you can have a range between 2 to 3, depending on your size, making sure not to go over the page limit. For your body paragraphs, tie in all the relevant things that you think is important for the program to know about you, whether that's specialty specific, related to your accomplishments, obstacles, dream goals, whatever it is that you're talking about. Make sure you provide evidence. I'm gonna say this again. Basically, you don't wanna state, you wanna prove. The personal statement, again, as we've already mentioned, is only one page. So you don't have too much space to prove to them why you're gonna be a great fit for this specialty and this program. So you wanna jam pack, I like to say, this paper with all of the evidence as possible. For example, using my own paper, when I said I was able to advocate for people, and I linked this into medicine, I pulled in a patient case that I had during one of my rotations. Through this case, I was able to prove to them, aka show the program in my writing, that I'm able to advocate for my patients based on different needs. This was me not just stating, hey, I can advocate, I showed them how I've done this in the past. Another prime example is, I talked about how I'm a very outgoing person. But I didn't just state that, I proved that. And I proved that by pulling in things from my past. I was an MC for quite a number of large shows in my undergrad. This shows that I'm outgoing, I'm talkative, I'm very comfortable with people, and I am who I am, putting myself out there. So you see what I did there? I didn't just say I'm an outgoing person. I tied it in with examples from my past and I proved to them. Proving, stating. The personal statement will be a lot stronger if you're able to prove your examples, if you're able to prove your qualities and traits that you're stating with prime examples from your past. So now that we have the body paragraph or the meat of the hamburger ready, let's add that bottom layer bun. Meaning, how are we gonna tie this all together and put a bow on top and wrap it to go? When you're talking about your last paragraph, you want to make sure you give it a great closure. Some things you can think about to add is, what are your personal goals and dreams? Where do you see yourself in 5 years, 10 years? Are you interested in a fellowship? What else are you looking for in a program? These things don't have to be extensive. You can make your last paragraph fairly short in case you need more space, and jam-pack every sentence with all the information you want to get out there. Whew, I don't know about you guys, but this is sounding pretty stressful to me. But don't sweat it yet, because you have lots of time. If you start right now, you have ample time to get 1 or 2 drafts in with different ideas, and we're gonna move into the 4th question. How do I perfect the personal statement? Editing, editing, editing. That's literally all the advice I can give you for that. You wanna make sure your personal statement is well edited for grammar, structure, format, and cohesiveness. What does this mean? Get a few different people to edit your paper. That's what I did. I had a friend edit my paper just for grammar. Then I had someone else edit my paper for structure and flow. Does this sound okay? Then I had a friend, someone very dear to me, edit it for context and cohesiveness. Is what I'm saying make sense? And more importantly, does this sound like me? You want to make sure that the personal statement is a good reflection of who you are. Because when you're in the interview, they're going to be making sure, is what this flawless paper here the same person that's sitting right in front of them, talking to them? So you want to make sure it's your words and you stand out. Once you have edited, revised, and polished this paper, get someone to do it one last look. In fact, another good piece of advice is come back to your own paper after a week or so off from it. Maybe doing the paper over and over for a long time can get a little hectic. Take some rest, get a fresh pair of eyes on the paper, and see how you feel about it. You may or may not want to change something, so be open to the idea of changing. Let's go into the last thing, number 5, uploading this on ERAS. Now that you have your personal statement perfected, polished, and ready to go, this work of art can now be copy-pasted as free text from your Word document or any other free text documenter that you used on your program onto the ERAS portal. When you copy-paste, like I mentioned in the beginning of the video, it's only going to be in the 12-point font based on the ERAS portal. You may have to make some adjustments here and there because I have noticed that sometimes Word and ERAS portal are not the same exact margins. So that being said, be ready for uncertainty and having to take out maybe a few things or tweaking a few things here and there. But once you're done and you've gotten it to a page, save it and be ready to submit it to all of your programs. If you guys have any further questions on personal statement, please feel free to reach out, comment in the question box below. You'll find us on Matcha Resident on our social media sites and Instagram, and feel free to reach out to one of us, the Matcha Resident ambassadors. We'd be happy to help you guys. We want to make sure your ERAS applications are strong, and personal statements are a big part of that. So share this to your friends, let them know how important personal statements are and how they could get started. Good luck, everyone. We wish you a very successful match season.